every year. More than 2 billion people across the world do something extraordinary. From sunrise to sunset, they stop eating. They stop drinking. They restrain desires, not because food disappeared, not because water became unavailable, but because Allah asked them to. But here's the question many silently ask. Why? Why would God command hunger? Why would faith require sacrifice? And why do millions say Ramadan becomes the most peaceful month of their lives? Tonight, we uncover something deeper. Fasting was never meant to punish the body. It was designed to awaken the soul. Modern life teaches us one rule: consume more, eat when bored, scroll when tired, escape discomfort instantly. We fear hunger. We avoid silence. We run from emptiness. Yet strangely, despite unlimited comfort, anxiety rises, depression increases, hearts feel heavier than ever before. Science calls it overstimulation. Islam calls it something else, a distracted heart. Over 1400 years ago, Allah revealed, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, kutiba alaykumus siyamu, kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum, la'allakum tattaqun. Surah Al-Baqarah. That's like translation. O you who believe, fasting has been prescribed for you, as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may attain Taqwa. Notice something remarkable. Allah does not say, so you feel hunger, so you suffer, so you struggle. He says, so you may gain Taqwa. Taqwa cannot be measured. It cannot be purchased. It is the awareness that Allah sees you, even when no one else does. When you are thirsty and alone, and water is within reach, yet you refuse it. That moment creates something powerful: self-control, consciousness, connection. Fasting trains the belover to say, I can control my desires. And science now confirms this discipline changes the brain itself. What really happens inside the human body when food disappears? Is fasting simply starvation, or is something extraordinary happening beneath the surface? Something modern science is only beginning to understand. Because while you feel hunger, your body begins a process of repair. After your last meal at suhoor, your body enters its normal energy phase. For several hours, it runs on glucose taken from food. Nothing unusual, but then around 8 to 12 hours later, something changes. Your stored sugar begins to run out, and your body makes a decision. Instead of demanding more food, it switches fuel sources. Scientists call this moment the metabolic switch. Your body begins burning stored fat instead of sugar. But fasting does more than reduce weight. It activates survival intelligence programmed into human biology. Insulin levels drop, inflammation decreases, energy stabilizes, and suddenly, your body stops storing and starts healing. In 2016, Japanese scientist Yoshinori Ohsumi received the Nobel Prize for discovering a process called autophagy, meaning self-eating, but not destruction, cleansing. During fasting, your cells begin removing damaged components, old proteins, toxins, malfunctioning cells. Your body literally starts recycling itself, making way for healthier regeneration. Subhanallah. Centuries before laboratories existed, Islam introduced a practice that activates cellular repair. But perhaps the greatest transformation happens in the brain. When constant eating stops, dopamine stimulation decreases. Modern life floods us with pleasure signals: food, entertainment, scrolling, instant gratification. Fasting interrupts this cycle. Brain chemistry stabilizes, focus improves, mental clarity increases. Many fasters report something unexpected: peace, not weakness, not exhaustion, but calmness. Researchers studying intermittent fasting found improvements in cognitive function, emotional regulation, stress resistance, But Islam never presented fasting as a diet, because while science explains how fasting heals, the Quran explains why. Fasting weakens the noise of the body, so the heart can finally speak. For the first time, the wealthy feel hunger, the comfortable feel thirst, and suddenly, gratitude replaces entitlement. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Whoever feeds a fasting person will have a reward like his," because fasting was never individual worship. It rebuilds compassion. It reconnects society. It reminds humanity. Food is a blessing. Water is mercy. Nothing is guaranteed. And then, after hours of restraint, comes the moment of sunset. One sip of water feels priceless. One date tastes extraordinary. You realize something profound. You were never starving. You were learning how much Allah has already given you.